What's up, guys? This is 5 Minute Fridays and I'm your host Josh, and today I want to talk about why you keep hearing people tell you to close your eyes while you're listening to music. And I think people are recommending this in the wrong way. I'll get to that part at the very end of the video. For now, let me just talk about this from a neural perspective. There's the Heschl's gyrus, which is primarily responsible for handling acoustic processing, and then there's the occipital lobe, which is primarily responsible for handling eyesight. Now, there's definitely a number of auditory reasons behind closing your eyes, and I'm going to get into a few of them, starting with this. There's a study done that you can read about on ncbi.gov. Links to everything are in the description, all my sources, all that stuff like that. And this study was to observe blind subjects and sighted subjects regarding acoustical location and the ability for them to actually process information and see where it's coming from in different various circumstances. Which, combining the findings of that study, which stated basically that blind subjects were of course able to localize things a lot better than sighted people were, there's another study, also linked down below, that talks about the transfer of your brain's processing power in sort of like a rewiring manner between the Heschl's gyrus and the occipital lobe in the back of your head. And what these studies kind of conclude together is that if you go without sight, the occipital lobe starts to take over some of the processing, and it actually can help you isolate not only detail, but localize positions a whole lot better if you do not have to worry about your eyes. Your eyes take up a lot of processing power in your brain, and when that goes away, like I said before, it kind of does this like rewiring mechanism that allows it to really readjust how you are approaching and listening to the world around you so that you can understand and analyze your settings in a more successful manner. Now, I'll come back to this part in a second, but I want to analyze this from a completely different perspective. And this was done by YaleInsights.edu. I forget the doctor's name, but you can read it in the article. And he was doing a study that proved that people are better at understanding emotions from an auditory perspective rather than a visual or a visual and auditory perspective. And he played 3 different types of the same video. One was visual and audio, the other one was only visual, and the last one was audio. And what he did was he took a video of people teasing another person, and he had each group of people analyze what they think they found on that video. And what he found was the people who are listening to only audio were actually able to understand both the emotions of the people teasing and the teasist to the teaser, the person getting teased, a whole lot better than the visual or the visual and audio. So what this all concludes to is that you can have a much more detailed analysis of your music. And for you emotional listeners like I am, this can help you have a much greater emotional connection with both the singer and the music that you're listening to. So it helps in a lot of different ways. Now, like I said, people are covering this in the wrong way. It's not a matter of just closing your eyes. We do know that it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for your actual eyes to adapt to bright light to dark light, so like daylight to like dark inside light, and about 30 minutes to an hour to really fully get all the way adapted. Now, the next issue is actually the brain's transfer time. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any scientific and reliable information about how long it takes your occipital lobe to actually start processing auditory information, but everything that I did read suggested 30 to 60 minutes. So a lot of what I hear people say about listening to music with your eyes closed is just listen, analyze. So what I actually recommend doing is sitting in a quiet and dark room for up to 30 minutes to an hour to fully get your senses kind of ready to listen to music. You'll see that you have like a much better understanding of the music you're listening to from both a technical standpoint and an emotional one. Okay, and real quick, guys, before I wrap this up, there's a whole gambit of things that happen to your brain when your eyesight goes away. One of the increased senses is taste and smell. And because of this, you'll see a lot of the times in nicer restaurants, the lights are dimly lit. And this isn't to set the mood, this is actually to sell you more food. So basically, in a dimly lit room, people, and I've read this in various places, I'm not sure how accurate it is, but some places estimate 20 to 30% more food is intaken by every individual. So they end up buying more food. So they're getting you. You don't think about it. You think they're doing you a favor, but they're not. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. My name's Josh. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Don't drown. Don't do anything your mom wouldn't approve of. Peace.